Good evening, everyone. Um, I would like to inform that today we're going to have the workshop about understanding diversity and inclusion among youth. I would like to have like something like interview with Sabrina and Diana, and also I will try to share my experience in this sphere. So, firstly, we
Mhm.
will have a briefly presentation about this topic, diversity and inclusion
Yeah.
among young people. Yeah, I can give the floor to you and then to Diana, and also I will share my experience in this field, and we will have discussion with participants as well. So if you are ready, Sabrina, you can start, and then I will invite Diana too.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much, Karen, for this opportunity to share my experience. So, yes, as you already know, I'm Sabrina. I'm working as a project manager in life learning development. So, however, I would like to share my experience as a foreigner in Germany first, because it was a diverse environment for me. I came from a different um, culture, and here when I came, and initially there was a culture shock, and I got the opportunity to meet people from different country. So before that, before coming to the Germany, actually I was not that much um, familiar with the importance of diversity, or how it can enhance our life, why it's so much important, because we were inclined in one particular society. So after getting to know other culture people, Germany, the African people, Latin America, different people, different culture, so it was really very uh, exciting for me, and it's opened my eyes and broadened my mind, to be honest, that to accept people from different culture, because in our culture we are very much conservative, maybe sometimes. So having this opportunity to include people in your life, or accept people's differences, it was really exciting and nice opportunity until then. So now, as I studied sustainable development management, we have also studied about diversity and inclusion. So as a project manager, now we have different project on diversity and inclusion in our organization. Mostly we do European Union project, and our goal is to enhance the opportunity to provide support, to help the people who are like minor group, who are immigrant, migrant, refugee, and um, excluded people, to support them, to make them a part of this society. Like, as we are working in Germany, make them involved in German society. To make them involved and part of this society, we offer, or we have different kind of project. First it's like engaging youth in a diversity workshop, as we did with I can remember we did one workshop with APY, um, diversity and youth inclusive something, sorry, I forgot the title. So it was like a exchange of youth. We visited Armenia, so there we had 7 days of workshop, which was very very engaging, and we have learned a lot from them. So there were also like more than 30 participants from all over Europe. So it's something that actually, which makes you very open minded, which makes you accept the difference, and you know how different is people's lives. And currently we have also many other projects, like we are supporting migrant women to integrate in the German society, developing their skill. Also we have a project on um, youth, for the youth people, to helping them to integrate in the German society, also develop their skill to get a job and different kind of to be a social, provide them a workshop in social entrepreneurship, make them self-employed in this different environment. So our total goal is to help make the society, European Union society and German society as well, to promote diversity and establish an inclusive society among us. So yes, that's all about I can tell, and we would continue this work. We hope we will have many more projects to promote inclusion and diversity. Yeah, Karen, that's all about my experience. So yeah,
Thank you
Diana.
for sharing, Sabrina.
Yeah, thank
It
you.
was very interesting. As you have mentioned, APY, with APY also you did a project about diversity and inclusion, and it was, as you have already mentioned,
Yeah.
like in Germany, in Armenia, and we had a lot of countries included, and a
Yes.
lot of people from all over the world. And actually, I would like to mention that this workshop also is diverse, kind of, because every day when participants are presenting their country of origin, we can see that there are a lot of countries. So about nationality, it's really very diverse. And thank you for that, Sabrina. I would
You're
like
welcome.
to invite anyone. I see that Grigor is also here and Diana is here. I would like to invite someone from APY to present our experience related to these topics, diversity and inclusion.
Maybe very briefly from APY side, why it has been always important for our organization to actually work on the topics of diversity and inclusion. One of the issues that we see among young people recently, be it in Armenia, be it in Germany, or be it across the world, is that more and more young people feel less included, feel more stigmatized, feel more disengaged from the processes that are taking place in the society. And our state institutions and organizations often fail to provide safe spaces for young people of any kind to be included, to participate, to make their voice heard, to self-express themselves in the way that they want. And unfortunately, very often it's not possible, especially if you come from a youth group that is stigmatized. It can be young refugees, it can be young people with disabilities, it can be ethnic or religious minorities, you name it, and Roma people. And for all those groups, there are not the same possibilities and opportunities as for the rest of the people, let's say more privileged people. That is why in the core of our projects that we plan and implement for young people or youth workers is always promoting the idea that despite of the place you come from, despite of your background, gender expression, religious views or political views, you should have same opportunities and the same basically benefits and responsibilities and rights as all the other people. So this has been the main motivation for us to work on the topics of diversity and inclusion. And I have to say that it's actually it's very easy to say that we want more diversity, that we want more inclusion, but we need to be educated. We need to actually learn more about these topics. And also, we need to adapt as organizations, as societies, as countries, because there are a lot of new things, a lot of new developments, a lot of new ways how to engage people. And it's not only enough when you create inclusive physical space, it's not enough. So you have to think about a lot of different other aspects of inclusion. That is not only physical ramp for a person on a wheelchair to come to your space, but it's also about cultural sensitivity. It's about understanding that people have, a lot of different traditions, and sometimes these traditions can be in conflict with your own beliefs, with your own views, and that's always important to know about it in advance to be able to handle or manage diversity. Um, Also, in our trainings, we talk a lot about diversity management because it's not enough to bring 5 diverse people in one room and believe that they will coexist. It's not true and it's not possible. That's why we believe that people should learn how to manage diversity around them. Um, if you bring different talents, different backgrounds in one room, and you don't know how to work with them in a cultural specific, gender neutral, and respectful way, you cannot benefit from this diversity and it will lead to a conflict. But you can really truly benefit from diverse group of people when you know how to work with them. And that is why in our trainings we teach a lot, especially youth workers, people who work with young people, what kind of tools they can use when they work with young people that are different from all the other mainstream young people. Let's put it that way. One of the focuses that we put is promoting the idea that while we work with young people, we should not show ourselves as more privileged or more in a way knowledgeable. So we have to make sure we talk equal to equal. So no power dynamics, no hierarchies. Then we have to use a lot of neutral language. For example, when we work with people from different religion and they have different customs when it comes to women and talking to women, and then you should be respectful and you should learn how women are treated, for example, in this particular culture. But at the same time, you should not assume in advance that, well, if you see a woman that is covered in a, for example, a veil, then you have to change your voice tone or behave differently. So sometimes you can try to change your behavior just to, be respectful, but that's exactly can be very disrespectful. So there are a lot of small nuances. Then when you talk using pronouns, for example, we also address this in our trainings that you have to use this gender sensitive language when you talk to people that are of different gender identity expression and to identify themselves differently than other people. So in your training, in your youth work, you have to make sure that you are also sensitive when it comes to gender aspect. So as you see, we work a lot with a lot different layers of diversity. When it is the gender layer, when it is the cultural layer, the nationality layer, religion and disability, ethnicity, language, you name it. And I think this is the beauty of the society we live in, that we are very, very different from one another. And we benefit from this diversity only when each of us is heard, when each of us is equally included, when each of us has a voice. Basically, this is the whole idea around our programming and projects on the topic of diversity, on the inclusion. I'll stop here and I will give it back to the moderator of this workshop.
Thank you very much, Grigor, for sharing your experience. It's really very interesting. And we have with us Natasha, who also wanted to share her experience in this field. And Natasha, can you hear us?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It was really nice to hear the experience from Gorgio, and it was really interesting. For me, talking about diversity, what I believe that diversity is the state of being diverse. It is about what makes us, like each of us, very unique, and unique from our, the backgrounds, the personality that we have, the life experience that we have collected, or even the beliefs that we have. So that makes us very diverse. For me, diversity does not only mean in terms of gender, or in terms of, in terms of sexuality, race, everything, the life experience that we have, the belief that I have, and the belief that you all have, that makes us very diverse people. So yes. And broadly speaking, diversity diversity is everywhere, like even in the organization that I work, like we are from diverse culture. Like my manager is from Bangladesh, we are Asians, we have from Nigeria, we have from Ghana, and like we are working with APY, the Armenian group. Yes, we are from different diverse background, we have different belief. And for me, what I believe is diversity means diversity is explain what, and the inclusion explains how, that how we include those diversity, those different belief, the different diversified people in a group. So yes, this is what I believe about, I have, like what I think about diversity. And I feel that diversity is very important, even in our general life, as well as even in our working environment, because diversity helps us to make our like social skills very strong. It'll provide us different kinds of opportunities. It makes us very creative, that we get to know the culture from other people as well. So yes, I believe this is what I think about. This is my view about diversity and inclusion. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you very much, Natasha, for this. I would like to ask you, as you are the host of today's workshop, I would like to ask you, as we have already heard that in different countries, in different realities, we have different problems, issues related to the topic, the diversity and inclusion. I would like to ask you to divide group. We can have a group work, and participants who live in Armenia or in Germany, they can work together for 20 minutes to speak about these issues which are there are in Armenia and in Germany. And then after that 20 minutes, we will come back again to the main hall, and both groups will present the issues, and also the solutions which they can see, which I don't know, civic society can do, or government, or another associations or organizations can do to kind of solve problems related to the topic. And also it will give us a chance to see what kind of similarities and differences we have in different countries. Hello, I would like to check all the groups have done their job, or we are waiting for someone.
Group 3 is here.
Yeah, the group 1 is also fully here.
Okay, group 2 is here as well, so everyone is here. Okay, so let's call 1, 2, 3. I don't remember the number of our group, but actually the people
You
who
are 2. Karen, you are 2.
Okay, we are 2. So yeah, we just in our group we spoke about we have tried to speak about the whole problem issues related to the topic. I guess the time was not very enough, but we have tried at least. And now we can share. I mean, the first group can start, and then we can continue. And yeah,
Should someone from the okay? I'm from the first group. I can start for sure. So yeah, we had a very diverse group ourselves, and also first started our round with kind of telling each other what the situation's like, what we've experienced, and we were people from Egypt, Nepal, Armenia, Bangladesh, and Germany. And it's also been quite interesting because some people were living in Germany now who originally came from Bangladesh or from Nepal. For example, I'm living in Armenia and coming originally from Germany, so it's kind of a mixture there. We all sort of shared what kind of problems we're facing in our countries. Obviously, we came up with examples that are very common in different places, such as, yeah, religious minorities being a group that is facing problems. We have discrimination towards race, which is something that I, for example, shared. Looking at Germany, there's a big problem of hatred against migration or refugees, and we had the example of that. There's a lot of discrimination towards people with different gender. With different genders or different sexualities, there's still not enough awareness about these kind of things, and it kind of depends on where you live, what kind of issues are bigger or which are smaller, but still they do kind of exist in most places, for sure. And then we kind of shifted towards talking about what could be done to fight these kind of things, and we came up with a couple of ideas to, for example, promote positive encounters, as I, for example, put it, that when you, for example, travel in different countries, you meet different or meet people from different cultures, people from different nations, then these kind of things can very positively influence how you sort of approach other people, and promotes sort of a kind of open-mindedness. You can have actual trainings such as these, for example, to spread awareness about the issues of diversity and inclusion. And we had the points of having also a better education already in schools about these kind of issues, and sort of do that. We also talked about that it's very important that this kind of awareness and this kind of discussion about these issues doesn't only happen within sort of the young generation or in youth work, but also through all generations, because it's often also older people who still cling to old stereotypes. So yeah, I don't know if I missed anything that I wanted to present. You can jump in and fill anything in from my group. But I think that was it, what we discussed in our group.
thank you very much, Mika. So anyone from the group one wants to add something? Okay, I guess no one. If you remember something a bit later, it's fine. Raise your hand so you will have chance to share. Okay, so briefly, I will try to present what we have discussed in group 2. So also we also had a diverse group. So we had participants from Ghana, from Kenya, from Niger, and 2 participants from Armenia. And we spoke about Ghana, for example, language barrier and cultural differences as mentioned. So people living in different regions or different provinces of that country, they sometimes have their different dialects and cultural differences, and sometimes if they have to leave their hometown and go another city or another town or another region, sometimes they face this kind of problems. So they have language and cultural differences, as I have mentioned already. About Kenya, there is an issue related to refugees. About Niger, unfortunately, we didn't have time to listen properly. So after when I will finish, you can just jump in and continue because the time was short, so we couldn't listen properly. And about Armenia, also as in Kenya, we have problems related to refugees or displaced people. Um, in Armenia, I mean, in an autonomic region where Armenians live, but it's out of Armenia, started a war 2 years ago. A lot of people, like 100,000 Armenians, just came to Armenia, so we had that problems with displaced people. So they couldn't find job places for them for a while, and also for students and for pupils. I mean, from school, from university, was very difficult. They didn't know to. Some of them started to study remotely online. Some of them just decided to find another school or university. So for the beginning, it was a bit messy, but after a while, government and some organizations try to solve kind of that problem. In Armenia, also we have a show related to LGBT community, so sometimes they are kind of excluded. I was talking about that even in their family or in their workplace or in with their friends, they cannot be honest. So they sometimes they just decide to hide that they are part of LGBT community, because in Armenia it's kind of situation that society, I mean, old generation mostly they don't accept anyone from this community, so it's an issue. And also we had another participant from Armenia, Elmira, who just mentioned sexism as an issue in Armenia. So sometimes um, we can see that, for example, this job is for boys, this job is for girls, so we always have that problem. Or I have mentioned that, for example, if you want to enter a bar or a pub, for girls, it's okay. They can enter there without paying a fee, or they can enter without anyone alone. But for boys, sometimes it's a problem. So for boys, they charge some money, fee for entering, and also for if you are alone, like without a partner, you cannot enter, which is also related to that topic. I guess more or less it's all which we just could speak. If anyone wants to add something, please jump in and do that. Thank you.
No, you have been faithful in capturing everything that we said from my end. Thank you also.
Thank you. And also group number 3, we can listen anyone of you or everyone. If you want to speak, all of you, you can.
So in our group, it was also quite diverse. We had participants from Nigeria, Nepal, and Armenia. And we also spoke about the topics that were just mentioned, such as sexism, or how, for example, Natasha, when she moved to Germany, how she dealt with the culture shock, how she explained how at first she started learning the language. She experienced a few things that were different in Germany and it was different in Nepal. But slowly she began to understand how the culture works, and that's how she became more comfortable. And in Armenia, we spoke about how, for example, APY tries to not only work with the capital city, which the organization is located in, they also try to work with other regions that are far from the capital. So that way, we also diversify with our country as well, from other parts of our country, and also foreigners that come to Armenia, and they also participate in non-formal educational projects. And we have a participant from Nigeria. So he spoke about how He's studying in the northern state, and in the university he's studying he interacts with people with different religions and different tribes and cultural backgrounds. So that way we spoke about how we found similarities in our differences. And yeah, that's what we spoke about in group number 3. If anyone has anything to add.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you guys, all of you, for your job to speak about, to share your country realities. It was really very interesting to listen about the issues in different countries related to the topic. And now I would like to give the floor to Natasha to finalize today's session.
Okay, thank you, Karin, and thank you, everyone. It was really nice to hear all of your experience. If anyone would like to share any extra experience regarding the diversity experience, you are welcome to share it. Is there anyone who wants to share anything? Okay, since we don't have any hands, maybe we call off for a day. So it was really nice. It was really very interactive session. We got to know about like each and every one culture. So yes, so this is all for today.